Dem senator declares hate speech is not lawful. Then he says America should learn from Europe. These leftists, these Marxists, coming and telling us what is and what isn't free speech is ridiculous. They're just trying to take away our rights. More and more coming out of the woodworks and showing us who they really are. When they know we are allowed to say these things, there's nothing in the Constitution saying that we aren't allowed to say these things. In fact, it says we are allowed to say these certain things. But before we get started, go ahead and hit that like button. Share this out so we can get this information out there. Subscribe if you're not already a subscriber. And hit that alarm bell so you know when I'm putting out new stuff. Also, check out my link tree in the description. It has a link to my Patreon where I talk about things I can't talk about here. There's also a link to my Instagram and my merch store where I have I Will Not Comply t-shirts. So check that out as well. All right, let's talk about this news. Senator Ben Cardin is a graduate of the University of Maryland School of Law and has been elected member of Congress for more than 35 years. So he, for one, should know better of all people. But what he's saying is totally incorrect. He knows it. He knows this. But earlier this month, Cardin declared that hate speech and speech that, quote, espouses violence is not protected under the First Amendment. Then he suggests that America should learn from Europe regarding government regulation of speech on the internet. Well, ask anyone in Europe, do they really feel free when they're online, when about things and what they're able to say and what they can't say? People get arrested for saying certain stuff out there. And now come to find out in places like California is the same thing. You say certain things and you can be arrested. This is totally against the First Amendment. During a meeting of the Helsinki Commission, Chairman Cardin espoused views about free speech that are antithetical to the First Amendment. Totally antithetical. The remarks were originally made at a commission meeting on December 13th. The topic of which was the alarming rise of anti-Semitism. But they received significant attention on social media Wednesday after the Hill republished the video of Cardin's remarks on Twitter. Toward the end of the meeting, Cardin said he believes that there is a, quote, role for government to regulate speech on the internet. They always want to regulate something. They always want to control something. Government is not there to control. Government is there to protect our rights. That's what the federal government is there for. They're not really there supposed to tell us what we can't do. But, quote, for us, he said, referring to the government, establishing parameters, because if you espouse hate, if you espouse violence, you're not protected under the First Amendment. I think we can be more aggressive in the way that we handle that type of use of the internet. He goes on to say, we know that Europe has done things, and I think we have to learn from them, he added. The Cardin, Maryland's senior senator, is flatly wrong. I mean, everyone that, even if you just take a cursory look of the First Amendment, you would know that he's incorrect on the face of this. Not only is there no, quote, hate speech exception to the First Amendment, but advocating for violence is generally protected under the Constitution. In fact, restrictions to free expression are exceptionally narrow, making, quote, true threats, inciting imminent violence, harassment, and unlawful conduct are legal restrictions to the First Amendment. But espousing hate and violence is not a court-recognized limit. And he knows this. Just last month, Senator Dick Durbin declared the First Amendment does not protect against spreading misinformation. And I covered that before. And his erroneous claim led to a prompt lesson in constitutional law. But let me know what you think about this, about all these leftists coming out the woodworks trying to take away our free speech, and they're so upset with that's why they're so upset with platforms like Twitter that's allowing us to say what we feel and what we think and what we believe. Leave your comments down below, like, share, and subscribe, and check out themarkrepublics.com for the latest in news. Until next time, peace.